Hello, this is your virtual host, Michael Lewis. This is a three-part webinar video on dealing with stupidity. So here's part one. If you're going to live in this world, unfortunately, you're going to come in contact with a good bit of stupidity. Fact. So you're going to need to know what to look for and how to deal with it if you're going to keep your sanity and not yell and scream at everybody you pass by. Some people recognize stupidity in others, but not in themselves. Some people recognize stupidity in themselves and not in others. And other people are just kind of clueless. They're like, oh. So stupid comes from the Latin stupere, which means to be amazed, stunned, like to stupefy. Duh, kind of thing. It means you don't know when, you don't know where, you don't know what. If you've ever lost your cell phone or your keys, and it's like excruciatingly vital that you get them right now, and you know what that feels like. There's a desperate kind of anxious sort of helplessness, upset, and then someone comes in and says, oh, I know where your keys are, and you're just hoping and hoping that you can believe them, whether they're correct or not. You want those keys. So some people feel this way their whole lives. Just kind of generally upset, anxious, desperate, not really knowing and willing to believe anything that explains things and puts them at ease about life and what's going on and what their place is in it, no matter how insane or nuts it might be. Maybe you know people like that. They believe the craziest things. You get into a fight with politics and someone's advancing some totally bonkers non-facts. What you're mad about isn't so much that the person is being stupid, it's that they don't seem to know or want to know what the truth is. The truth. So the opposite of stupidity is not smartness. The opposite of stupidity is truth. Now, there are 10 causes of stupidity. Actually, there are not 10 causes of stupidity. I counted them wrong, so that's on me. That was a stupid mistake on my part. There are 9 causes of stupidity, and we're going to cover them in these 3 parts. And you'll find that the less stupid you are about stupidity, the better you'll be able to deal with it. Okay, so in no particular order, here they are. Number 1, just not knowing. That's the one we're the most familiar with. It's like not having the right information. All of us have experienced that in one way or another. I can tell you when I was 15 years old, I walked up to my father and I said, I don't understand why people don't believe in God. And he said, why? And I said, because people get married, right? And then they have kids. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's a miracle. It has to come from God. Like beforehand, they weren't married and they weren't having kids. Then they get married and now pronounce your man what? And all of a sudden they start having kids. It's a miracle. It's a miracle from God. And he just sort of looked at me funny and walked away. And then the next day when I got back from school, there was a book on my bed called A Boy Grows Up. Well, that was eye-opening. An interesting thing is, I didn't feel stupid until after I started reading that book and went, oh. See, stupid people often don't know that they're stupid. Okay, number 2, and hopefully this is obvious, cause of stupidity is drugs. And by drugs, I mean heavy street drugs, heavy medical drugs, and alcohol. Both, if taken in high enough doses, can make you unconscious or die, which is the ultimate cluelessness, of course. You know the names just as well as I do. You know LSD, cocaine, fentanyl, opioids, psychiatric drugs of various kinds, and of course, hard liquor. There's always the danger of addiction, and with addiction comes stupidity. And there's a delusionary, blank, stupid, unfeeling, uncaring, untrustworthy component that comes along with drug abuse. And that's dangerous. And again, the person, while under the influence of these things, hasn't a clue that they're dangerous, let alone stupid. Just doesn't see that. Okay, number 3, and this may come as a surprise. Too much thinking. Too much thinking causes stupidity. And by that, I mean looking inward too much, dwelling on something, focusing on one thing too much. Like he lost his wife 25 years ago, and he still thinks about her, mulls it over, wonders if he had anything to do with it, thinks about all the things that he shouldn't, that he should have said to her and didn't, and that he shouldn't have said to her and did, replays things in his mind over and over and over again. And what it does is it sticks him back in the past, and he loses his present and his future. He just sits there thinking and chewing over memories and feeling guilty or sorry for himself, or just plain figuring and daydreaming on nothing at all. You know, a certain amount of dreaming is great. You know, we're alive as we can dream and hope. But generally, those dreams have to do with the future. They're not dwelling on stuff that's already happened and can't be undone. But when all of life becomes just one big reflecting, introvertive mirror, that's not helping. And you start making dumb decisions and doing stupid things. The best thing you can do if you find yourself thinking, chewing on things, introverting too much, dwelling on stuff, just find a good solid wall and push against it really hard. It'll do wonders. Try it next time that happens. Okay, so on part 2, we'll go over 3 more causes of stupidity. And this will include how other people can participate in making you go stupid. So until then, take your vitamins, observe posted speed limits, love each other, and never lose sight of who you are. Never, never, never lose sight of who you are. So long for now.